Rappers, would you like to learn how to increase your vocabulary as a lyricist? Please listen. Rappers, you want to learn the ins and outs of this here lyricist thing. Maybe you just started rapping. I'm pretty sure the people who want to know this question have just started rapping. Maybe you have not been a lyricist, and maybe you've been writing music and you want to learn. Well, this is my particular strategy when it comes to becoming more of a lyricist and having a more defined vocabulary. When it comes to having a more defined vocabulary, we can sit up here and talk about all the apps that are available. We can talk about all the tools that are out there. Your ass gotta read though. Just read. I'm not saying you gotta read this whole book, because this book is, Lord, how long is this book? Well, how many pages? At least 700. Oh my God. I'm not saying you gotta do that, but I'm saying that if you want to learn new words, you have to start to think about the things that you're always around, the conversations you're around. I think about most of my friends, we don't really, it depends on who I'm talking to, but we don't really go into many new words. We just kind of circulate a lot of the same words. Probably about, I don't know, I guess on occasion, probably about 100 words we probably circulating. But if that's the case, you have to get yourself in a situation where you're seeing new things and you're understanding new things. Now, one thing that I used when I first started writing was I went through the dictionary and I did go through words and I saw words that I thought looked interesting, but that wasn't enough for me. I didn't know the context in which to use them. So what I did was dictionary.com actually has this thing where they send you a word of the day. When they send you a word of the day, you basically get the definition, you get an example of how you use it within a sentence, and there you go. You have an opportunity to increase your vocabulary. Also, too, listening to your favorite lyricists who have very extensive vocabularies, and then just writing down words that you think you would want to use in some kind of context. Also, trying to watch different things on TV, reading magazines, looking at magazines. It was a long stretch of time where, and kind of still now, where when rappers would start like rapping about cars and be like, it's a GTR XL 745, 7, I would just zone it out. It was like they were just talking another language to me. I was like, that's tight. Do it go fast? Like I didn't care. So knowing that, I had to basically go through magazines, and what I would see is that I would see certain terms be used over and over again. I'm like, what does that mean? What kind of car is that? So then I would look and I would go and do a Google search, and I would realize, oh, that's the car that has this kind of a speed. It goes from 0 to something this fast. Now I can use that when I'm talking about a metaphor, when I talk about, you talking to a girl who, she got a crazy attitude and it goes 0 to 60 like GTR. I don't know. But you'll know then once you start having a more extensive vocabulary, and not only just finding the words is going to do it. You have to reinforce it within your brain, into your nervous system. How are you going to do that? You got to write them down. You also got to use these words. I don't care how goofy you look walking around telling people, man, how was your day today? Man, I've been discombobulated all morning. I don't care how crazy you look, you got to do it. Because when you do that, it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your language. And once you start doing it, you start expanding your mind. So, in essence, what you want to do to expand your vocabulary, to improve as a lyricist, I gave you a lot of different tools, but what you really got to do is just make sure you put yourself in front of new experiences every day. Talk to different people, listen to different self-help books, listen to audiobooks if you don't like to get books and read, or just pick up a damn book and just skim through it. Find a page in here, start the reading, find the technique of acquiring faith. That sounds like a chapter I'm going to read when I get up off of here. Once again, it's another Curspiration Doodle. Look, if you need some more of this juice, please subscribe to the channel below and be a part of the notification gang. And thank you once again. I almost forgot. Thank you for all of you guys that are continue to contribute to the patreon.com/Curtis King campaign. We got our patrons up. Y'all are continuing to support this every month. Y'all are pretty much my cohabitants. I should put y'all on the lease. When I go back, I'm gonna go back to the office and be like, anybody else living there? I'm gonna be like, yeah, my YouTube family. So, notification gang, they live here. Anyways, like I said before, if you want to increase your vocabulary, just get some new experiences in your life. Reinforce it into your nervous system. Use the words over and over again. Don't be discombobulated. In this life, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.
listen to you, it's a liability. Cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.